What is up, T.O.Gs? This is a treacherous turn because this is 55 mile an hour right here. Luckily, it's all clear, so we got nothing to worry about. That guy's going fast. What is up, T.O.Gs? Out here on a country road, trying to fight the wind out here today. But it is amazing right now. The weather's finally cooling down here in Northern California. But with that weather change, typically we have a little bit of wind. So there's that to contend with. And leaves start falling. Gotta kind of watch for debris on the road. Those kinds of things that everybody contends with. But we're kind of spoiled here in Northern California where we can pretty much ride all year around. But as we ride here in these, I wouldn't call them adverse conditions because the weather's really nice. It feels really good out here. But we kind of just have to stay even more focused as we ride in this windy weather. Especially for, when I would ride on my 700-pound fat bob in weather like this, it definitely was easier. I think probably because the bike was lower to the ground, the bike was heavier, right, so less susceptible to the wind. But this bike gets tossed around a little bit more in the big gusts that come through. But I did want to talk about a rider safety tip today, and that tip is, it comes from a quote, and I can't remember where I heard it, so if you know of this quote or you know of what I'm talking about, make sure you leave it in the comments. And the quote goes a little something like this. The quote says, "Focus what's in front of you and not on what's behind you." Right? And that's a it's a life coach motivating quote. But when I read that quote, it really struck me as a rider, because it's really important to focus on the road ahead of you. If you're constantly checking your mirrors and concerned with the traffic behind you, that pulls your focus away from what the most important thing is and what's coming at you at high speeds, which is what is in front of you. So in a very broad way, focusing on what's in front of you and not on what's behind you is just as relevant to a rider as it is to just life in general. Now, one of the things that I thought of when I wanted to apply this quote to motorcycles was, we do have to be aware of the traffic behind us. Let's say if you're riding on a highway or a freeway, multi-lane, right? You do have to be aware of the traffic that's coming up behind you. If you're somebody like me who's not like totally just speeding in and out and weaving in and out of traffic, there are people who are going to want to pass you, and you need to be aware of those people coming. Every once in a while you'll get a biker who wants to just shake and bake and slingshot right in front of you, and that can be really distracting, and it can be really intimidating. But if you're focused on what's behind you, let's say you have a near miss, right? At least for me, when I'm in my car, when I have a near miss and I pass something, right? Let's throw a real life scenario where the people in front of me had a rear end collision. The traffic slowed down in front, and the person that was directly in front of me didn't see the traffic slow and just plowed in the person in front of them. And so what was the first thing I did as I drove by? I looked in my rearview mirror, and you know what you call it, rubbernecking. I was concerned with what was going on behind me because it was a bad accident. But the problem is, if I'm concentrating on the accident behind me, that's just makes the bigger chance of me missing something that's happening in front of me. What if the traffic in front of me was slowing down too and I was too busy looking in my rear view mirrors? That leaves me open to get into an accident as well, and that's just something you don't want to get involved with. So you've got to stay focused on what's in front of you as much as you want to see what was behind you or see what's coming up to you. You've got to stay focused on the road ahead. This couldn't be more important than when you're doing driving in town. if you've got a lot of traffic signals, a lot of parking lots, a lot of cross streets, it is so important to focus on what's in front of you. I mean, just for instance, what happened just there, someone made a left turn in front of me. That happens a lot when you're driving in town, when there's a center turn line. If someone doesn't see you, because, I mean, hey, you're a motorcycle, and how often do people not see you? All the time. Probably every time that you get on your bike. So it is so important when you're driving in town, parking lots, cross streets, to be absolutely 100% focused on the road in front of you. The rule that we were taught when I learned how to ride was to scan at least 10 seconds ahead. And if I was to count here, let's count. We made this sign: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I mean, how many hazards were there? I'm not going to go back. Maybe I will go back. But how many hazards were there in that 10 seconds? A lot. There was a lot of parking lots. When you have businesses like this, you've got people coming in and out, walking on the streets, you got bicycles, just so many opportunities for there to be things in front of you that you just have to focus on. But guys, do you have any motivational quotes that not only apply to life in general, but also very specific to riding? Make sure you leave those in the comments. I'm one of those guys who just likes motivational quotes, right? They get me going. They keep me motivated for life in general, and also for riding, right? So the more things that I can apply to life, just living life in general, and also to riding my motorcycle, the better. So make sure you leave those in the comments, share them with me, share them with everybody else. But that's all I've got for you today. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Guys, if you're out there riding, please be safe. Be kind to one another. My name's Eric. I'm that one guy. And I am out.